North Carolina now has their head coach. They went to the NBA. Everybody thought Billy Donovan is going to be the next coach. Didn't happen. Billy Donovan's staying with the Bulls as of right now, I think. I don't know. Billy Donovan, to me, has been an average NBA coach, but he's a great college coach.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand what he doesn't want to come back and be great in college again, because I think anywhere he goes, he'd be good. But he's got some fixation on the Bulls and the NBA. So they went and got Michael Malone, the former Nuggets coach. He was introduced yesterday, 20th head coach in their program history. Of course, won the 2023 championship with the Nuggets. He was an assistant in the college game in the 90s, so he has some college experience, then went to the pros. 510 and 394 as a head coach in the NBA. Look, I like this hire for two reasons. When you look at the college game, it's going more pro. He understands it. Everybody says X's and O's. He was one of the best coaches in the NBA when it came to that. So, his experience coaching wise is going to be good. He only has to play 40 games if you make it all the way to the championship, not 82 plus the playoffs in the NBA. So shorter season, more rest, more chance for him to prepare and develop players. And the second part is, you've been big on this, is getting the European players.
Mm-hmm.
He helped develop Jokic with the Nuggets. And I'm sure he's probably going to be calling and be like, hey, do you know of any guy over there that could help us? The Balkan Bros and all of that. I think he's really going to tap into that to get some big men. And then it's still North Carolina. There's going to be money behind him. When you look at that, the name recognition of it, he's won an NBA title. He understands how the NBA works. And a lot of these kids want to go to the NBA. He's been there. He knows it. He can help guys get there and give them a better understanding of maybe how to develop their game, so a team will want to, draft him.
Yeah. I was trying to think, can you think of any coaches, and maybe I'm just drawing a blank, that have been in the NBA, won an NBA championship, and then have gone back to college to coach college basketball?
I don't know if there's been anybody who's won a championship in the NBA then left. I mean, because you have guys like Larry Brown, who coached at Kansas and then went to the Pistons and won. Pitino was a college coach, NBA, then back. Calipari was college, NBA, then back. I don't know if there has been an NBA head coach to win a title and then go to college.
Yeah, obviously UNC is like just one of those jobs though, where it's like, if you have any interest in coaching in college, well, even the most minute interest in coaching college basketball, you will say yes to going to UNC. But yeah, I'm excited for this. The most important thing, and I don't think he'll struggle with this, because I know a little bit more about college football in the NFL than I do about college basketball in the NBA. But in college football, and there's such a drastic step in how complex the game can get, and like you said, he was one of the best coaches in the NBA. So I think he will just be able to coach his team to a better performance than what we've seen recently. But UNC has a very short window, I think. Sometimes I think we just saw that with them firing their previous coach, that you got to win. And, if you're not winning, you can be a great coach. You could be Michael Malone. And if you're not winning, they're going to get rid of you, because almost anyone would take that job. If you have a slight interest in coaching college basketball, you would 100% take the UNC job.
Well, yeah, and he said that this was the only job he'd consider in college, but I will also private that to his daughter's a volleyball player in North Carolina
That
too.
is true,
so,
yes.
That kind of helps having the family connection there. Jonathan says Larry Brown won at Kansas, then Pistons, and then back to SMU. Yeah. So the only NBA coaches I have who have also coached in college basketball are Larry Brown, won a title at Kansas and one in the NBA. So I'm assuming it's looking like he's the only guy that's won a title in both.
Okay.
It says Greg Popovich he coached D3 before the NBA. This is based off Wikipedia through ChatGPT. Paul Westhead was the assistant for the Lakers and then ended up being the head coach when they won in 1980. And then he coached Loyola Marymount, the team we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Was scoring a lot of points in the Final Four in the 90s, but never won one. It says Bill Russell was a coach for the Celtics, won 2 championships as a coach, and then also head coach at the University of San Francisco, where he went to school. It says George Karl, borderline case, was an NBA champion as a player slash staff member, not a head coach champion, and he coached at Cleveland State. And then Mike Dunleavy Sr. is another borderline case. He won an NBA championship as a player and then also coached at Tulane. So, no, Michael Malone is the first guy.
That's crazy.
You know, it's looking like to win a championship in the NBA and then be a head coach in college. Larry Brown, of course, the exception, where won at Kansas, great college coach, then goes to the NBA, did very well, of course, with the Pistons in 04, and then went back to college. So Michael Malone is just sitting on his own little island there. I think it's one of those things where we've always looked at it. I know this is how the NFL and college are. It's not as many jobs. So it's like, okay, I want to be an NFL head coach compared to a college head coach.
Yeah.
NBA, I think it's always looked at. Billy Donovan's a great example where he could have had any college job the last 15 years he's ever wanted, and he stayed in the NBA.
Yeah.
Michael Malone saying, look, the way the college game is kind of going, it's North Carolina. It's one of the big brands. Maybe I'll dip my toes in here. And, you know, he's probably looking at it too, kind of like the Belichick thing. This is what makes this funny, is like, oh, X's and O's, I'm going to be way better than all the other
Right.
guys. So I can do that. Just give me the players. So it'll be interesting. But like I said, I do like to hire just because it's like the way that college basketball is going. You get new players. The NBA is like that. You get new players out every year, free agents, draft. You got to mold them together. You get a few core guys, go and win it, do what you can. You know, I think it's another thing for him too. It's to prove, like, look, I won a championship, got fired. No other NBA team wanted me. I was being an analyst for ESPN. I'm going to show it to all you guys that I can be a great coach.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what it's like too, because I know like the professional level of the game of any of the sports is that you can be kind of a hard ass sometimes, but still at the end of the day, it's a grown man coaching grown men.
Yeah.
And I wonder how weird it is, or if he'll change his coaching style when it's. I think this has been pretty clear this past season with college basketball. It's more of an authoritarian. I'm the coach, you're the players. I wonder how that transition is. I wonder if it's weird, to be like kind of. I mean, I don't know. You probably if you go coach junior high basketball, you're going to be like, hey, listen, I'm the coach. You just show up and do what I say. But I don't know. I've always kind of thought about that. Like, what's Bill Belichick like? I mean, he was always kind of a hard ass, even with NFL players.
Well, I think Danny Hurley's a great example. You get the guys that want to be coached by you and coached hard by you. You get that, and you do very well there. So here I have a list of guys who won championships as college coaches, coach in the NBA: Larry Brown, Rick Pitino, John Calipari, Billy Donovan. Yeah, so it's really rare air for Michael Malone when you look at it. It's very interesting. We'll see how it works out. North Carolina is backing the money. I know Kenny Smith, who of course went to North Carolina in the 80s. His son is going there now, and he said on the Final Four or the championship, he goes, "We're bought in." He goes, "We're still going." So he didn't lose a recruit there. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's gonna be very exciting. I think it can work better in basketball compared to football when it comes to college, NFL college. So it's an out of the box hire, but I think a very good hire.